bringing you May's market update for housing over here in Hampton Roads. All right, and for those of you that are first tuning in for the first time, a lot of this data that we get is from REIN, our local MLS, along with other resources that's available on the web. You know, mortgage rates daily. We go to realtor.com. You've got Adams Insight as well. There's a bunch of housing market data that you're able to get online as well. If you are interested in that, please comment down below and I'll be able to send you some of this information that we're going to go over today. All right. But let's dive into it. So for Hampton Roads real estate market, it's been quite interesting. So for those of you that have been watching some of my market updates videos from the past, I've mentioned a couple of times, you know, a lot of the big news media are calling for real estate market crash, whatnot. That hasn't happened. You know, we've seen a decline in transaction count, but prices aspect has not changed at all. And a lot of it has to do with the low inventory that we've got, even with the rates, you know, getting above the 7%, you know, at one point even got up to the 8%, people started getting used to it almost, right? Don't get me wrong, it's not ideal, you know, essentially if you're looking to buy a house, but at the end of the day, it's supply and demand and the inventory is quite low, right? So this is, you know, the data you'll see today, but overall, what you were seeing for the first time since, you know, October 2022, the number of homes actually listed in the MLS has surpassed 4,000, which, you know, it's been since October 2022, right? And even then, we had very low inventory. So active residential listing for May totaled 4,264. So that's up from 3,837 in April, and then up from 3,217 from last May, right? So you can see the impact that the rates have definitely had in regards to the actual inventory level. But, you know, right around this time frame is, you know, typically when we'll see it start picking up as well. But it's a, you know, 1,000 increase, right? And that's throughout all of Hampton Roads. Pending sales for May were up to 2,546. So that's down slightly from April, which was at 2,569. Nothing crazy, but down from 2,856 from May of 2023. All right. And then settled sales for May totaled 2,498. That's up from 2,189 in April and matching the number of closings for May in 2023. All right, so pretty much stayed about the same. This is one interesting data right here, which a lot of people I think will be surprised by, and this is something I've said it from the beginning that, you know, I don't foresee prices going down. You know, and you don't get me wrong, you are seeing some homes sit on the market if not priced properly, or, you know, it's in certain neighborhoods, right? So the median sales price for homes sold in May was actually an all-time high of $352,392. Right, that's up 3.6% from $340,000 in April, and up 5.2% from $335,000 in May of 2023. So that's the median sales price. So it's went up a good amount, even with the rates going up. So as long as you have a home priced properly and it's the right product, then, you know, you're going to be able to get the home move and get the amount that you're looking for. The monthly supply of inventory, this is definitely something that's went up a good amount as well, but a lot of it has to do with the rates. You know, this is what the Feds were hoping for in regards to getting inflation in control, and as well, you know, hoping to get more inventory for the buyers out there, more options, right? So the MSI for May of 2024 was 2.07. So essentially that means that you have about 2 months worth of inventory if no other homes were about, you know, to list on the market, right? That's up from 1.87 in April and up from 1.37 in May of 2023, right? So that's definitely went up a decent amount. And for those that have seen my other videos, you know, in the past, the videos I've done in, you know, early 2022, we were it was like 0.17 active inventory, right? So that's like really nothing available. So this is somewhat good news for the buyers out there that there is more supply of inventory available. For sellers, it goes to show you there is still not much options out there. As long as you have the right home in good condition and price it properly, you'll be able to get it sold, because there's a lot of, other markets where it did heat up really quick and some homes are sitting on the market, but a lot of the time it's just priced incorrectly. But another interesting data is the median days on market. That's something that hasn't changed too much, surprisingly, but this is something that, I think it's going to take a while, and this is why we're stuck at the current interest rate that we're at. And, we'll go more in depth of why the Fed hasn't really made any moves on that. But the median days on market for the month was 15, compared to 14 in April and then 11 in May of 2023, right? The residential new construction sold in May was 253, compared to 245 in April and 251 in May of 2023. So overall, we're still seeing a strong market, especially, data showing the median sales price increased by 5.19. That's a good amount, right? So now let's dive into city by city, so you can kind of see what the numbers look like there, in comparison to past months, past years, right? So what I'll do is I'll do it by the South Side and the Peninsula. Mainly that's because that's where a lot of you guys are watching from. So the South Side at the new listings for May of 2023, since we just went over 2024 data, for May of 2023, what we're looking at on the South Side, I'll do 2024 to be more specific and then dive back into 2022. So for the South Side, these are cities: Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Portsmouth, Chesapeake, Suffolk, Smithfield, Isle of Wight County, Franklin, right? You're looking at, for May of 2024, the South Side total active listings were 2,421. The median list price was $354,000. The average list price was $434,129, right? And that's for May 2024 for Southside. May 2023, you're looking at 2,168 active listings. The median list price at that time was $344,373, right? And then the average list price at that time was $429,678, right? And then for May 2022, what you're looking at is 2,687 active listings, and the median list price was $324,900, and then average list price was $369,609. So we've seen an increase from 2022 to now, a 11.67% increase when it comes to inventory, and then as well the median price. Now, we've, from that time frame to now, total change for Southside was 2.8, right? And then for the Peninsula, so these are cities: Hampton, Newport News, James City County, York County, Pequosen, Williamsburg, Gloucester, Matthews County, Middlesex County, right? So for the Peninsula, for May 2024, the active listings were 3,582. 930 active listings over on the Peninsula side. The median list price was $335,000, and then the average list price was $400,193. And then for 2023, at that time we had 909 active listings, median list price of $320,000, average list price of $364,000. And then for 2022, we had 1,045 active listings, $289,000 median list price, average list price of $335,000. So in total for the Peninsula side, we've seen a change of 2.31% increase since from 2022 to now when it comes to unit count, and then a 4.69% increase when it comes to median list price change from 2022 to now. All right, so that's for the new listings. And again, guys, if if you want any of the data, just comment down below, or actually email me at tein@thedigitalrealtors.com. I'll put that in the comment section so you guys can grab that email, and I'll be able to send you this info gladly. Or if you want to be more specific to your house and you want market analysis, let me know on that as well. Sorry, a little stuffy from allergies today. All right, so next, the pending sales by city. Again, South Side, what we see May 2024 for pending sales is 1,755, and the median list price was 355,000, and then the average list price is 411,000, $411,683, and then for May 2023, you're seeing the for May 2023 Southside total 1916 total units at that time, and then 335,000 for the median list price, and then the average list price was $395,840. Sorry, I've got my phone. Had to put it on do not disturb. Sorry about that. All right, and then May 2022, you're seeing units 2,224. So you've seen a huge decrease, right, in regards to pending sales, right, from 2022 to now in Southside area. And then the median list price at that time, $319,950. And then average list price was $364,343. All right. And that's for the South Side. And then now let's go to the Peninsula side. Forgot change in units. So this is definitely crucial. From 2023 to 2024, right? We've seen an 8.4 decrease when it came to unit count, but we've seen for South Side a 5.97% increase when it comes to median list price. All right. And then now for the Peninsula for 2024, you have 759 pending sales for May, and then the median list price on that was $325,000. Average list price was $363,000, and then for 2023 May, 818 unit count pending, and then $310,000 in median list price, and then $350,000 in average list price. All right, and then for 2022, we had 893 pending sales for May, and then 295,000 was the median list price then, and then the average list price was $336,837. All right, so what we've seen in regards to unit aspect of it, we saw a decrease for Peninsula by 7.21% decrease when it came to the unit count from 2023 to 2024, right? And then as well, we saw a 4.84 increase when it came to the median list price from 2023 to 2024, all right? So that's for pending. And then now let's look at the settled sales, all right? For settled sales for South Side in 2024, May 2024, we saw a total closing of 1,744, and then the median sales price was $353,000, and then the average sales price was $423,558. All right, and then for 2023 over here in South Side is 1,756, so not big of a difference. Median sales price of $335,000. And then the average sales price at that time was $390,000. All right. And then now you go into 2022, total units for Southside at that time was 2,327. And then median sales price was $332,000 with the average sales price of $379,000. So in total, we didn't see too big of a change in regards to the unit from 2023 to 2024 sales count. Only saw 0.68 less sales count. We did see a 5.37% increase when it comes to the median sales price for the South Side. And then for Peninsula, May 2024, total sales we had were 719, and then the median sales price was 335,000, and then the average sales price was $369,135. And for 2023, we had at that time 767 settled sales in the Peninsula, and then the median sales price at that time was 315,000. And the average sales price at that time was $351,922. And for 2022, what you're seeing is that at that time, the unit count for settled sales was 900, and then the median sales price at that time was $296,500, and then the average sales price was $334,268. And in total, what we saw in unit count change for sales and on the Peninsula side, we saw a decrease of 6.26%. So we saw less sales from that time frame from 2023 to 2024 May, right? And then we did see a increase by 6.35% for the median sales price, all right? And right now, as of today, the mortgage rate was sitting at, for a 30-year, at 7.01. But this month was actually the first time since January, February, where we actually saw it dip below 7%. And there was a lot of speculation towards Q4 going into 2024 that we're going to see multiple rate cuts this year, and unfortunately we haven't seen it just yet. And the Fed, with their last Fed meeting, what they're waiting on is for the inflation to get better, closer to the 2% mark before they do any sort of rate cut from the sound of it. And the job market is kind of mixed right now, because there's been a lot of over 200,000 jobs were added into the U.S. market, but then you had an increase in unemployment to 4%. And typically they're looking at for unemployment aspect to get higher, and then they'll start doing some rate cuts as well. So there are a lot of speculations right now that there might just be one rate cut for the year, and that's going to be towards the end of the year. So, we'll see on that. Not much you can do, right? But for the buyers and sellers out there, I always tell them you got to work off of your life situation, not, off of the market, because at the end of the day, if you got to sell, you sell, and then if you got to buy, you buy, right? Because there's always pros and cons of all markets. And right now, even though the rates being higher, we are seeing some better deals for buyers out there, able to get some closing costs if you're selecting the right home, right? Don't get me wrong, it's still competitive, but it's got to be the right home that you're able to get these kind of deals on. And now, speaking of that, we're going to go over something new. I want to start doing listing of the month. And the listing of the month for May, for June, so I was just doing May's number, but for June is a listing that we have over here in Norfolk, 7438 Major Avenue. I'm going to drop the link down below in the comment. Take a look at that home. It's a 6-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 3,376 square feet, fully renovated, central heating and cooling as well. It's a lovely property that's fully renovated with high cathedral ceilings, right? And we've got new HVAC, newer roof, new LVP flooring throughout, new gutters, new vinyl siding, new bathrooms, 2 first-floor master bedrooms with an ensuite bathroom, right? Recessed lighting throughout, granite countertops, and it just appraised for $669,000 back in April. So we have it currently listed right now. It's listed at $600,000. So it's an amazing deal. So those of you that are out there looking for a 1-story ranch, this is the one to check out. I'll have the link down below if you want to check it out. But outside of that, you know, if you are a buyer or seller thinking about making a move this year or upcoming year, whatever it is, reach out to us. Love to chat, see what we can do to help out, and, you know, make sure that this move actually makes sense for you as well. But outside of that, I hope you got a ton of valuable information out of this. And if you are interested in some of the data I went over and you want to see it in writing format PDFs, just send me an email to tein@thedigitalrealtors.com. And that's where you can send emails to too if you are thinking about buying or selling and just want to have a free consultation. All right. But outside of that, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Take care.